In the shadows of a grand political stage lies a story that needs to be told. A story of an institution in decline, the US presidency. Once the embodiment of democracy and integrity, it's been on a downward spiral for decades now. This isn't just a tale of politics, it's a tale of the crumbling foundations of leadership in what is often regarded as the world's greatest nation. As this journey to unravel the reasons behind this decline begins, one must ask, what does this mean for a country that has long prided itself on being the beacon of hope and freedom? Recent events have shaken the political landscape to its core. On July 20th, 2024, an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump took place. A week after that, of course, now as we know, President Joe Biden withdraw from the 2024 presidential race. These recent developments, of course, underscore the volatile nature of the current political landscape. And the assassination attempt on Donald Trump have almost energized his supporters, while Biden's withdrawal have unpended the Democratic Party's strategy for the upcoming election, kind of gave it a brand new chapter. But what I want you to understand is that beyond these headlines lies a deeper issue, a systematic bias and failure that has led to this point. The US political system, once a model for the world, now seems plagued by corruption and a lack of accountability. And to add to the mix, the media, who is often seen as the fourth pillar of democracy, has somehow become a battleground for biased reporting and, you guessed it, sensationalism. Let's just take a moment and reflect on how we actually arrived to this point. Historically, political discourse in the United States was characterized by respectful debates and a focus on policies aimed at benefiting the greater good of the nation, the people. Statesmen like Abraham Lincoln and Franklin D. Roosevelt, despite facing fierce opposition, managed to somehow unite the country during times of crisis through their eloquence and vision, through their ways of speaking with respect to each other. However, over the past few decades, luckily the ones I've been alive, we've witnessed a dramatic shift. Politics has devolved into personal feuds and dramatic shots at opponents, with policy discussions taking a backseat to character assassinations and inflammatory rhetoric. I mean, I say this without any exaggeration. All of a sudden, it's become like a diss track, but in live form. And to truly understand how we got here, I have some ideas on what contributed to where we are. Number one is the rise of 24/7 news cycles in social media, which prioritize sensationalism over substance. What party people follow, driven by echo chambers around these people, and algorithmic content curation, right? The algorithms curate exactly what we want to see, therefore pushing the idea of what we believe in and supporting it with more facts and more ideas, and then we think we are 100% correct. Algorithms aren't really responsible for showing you the full picture. They're programmed, they're designed to get you hooked by showing you more of what you enjoy. And naturally, if you enjoy one theory, it will show you more of that theory, therefore enforcing that your idea is correct. Look at media. Like, social media is one thing, but look at the press. There's something called left-leaning press, something called right-leaning press, and then there's independent press. And technically, all three have an agenda of what they want to show you. The influx of money in politics is also another thing, which has led to a focus on pleasing donors rather than serving the people of the country, the people that are voting. And then adding to the mix, you have the erosion of civic education, leaving many American citizens ill equipped to engage in policy discussions that are, again, neutral and helpful. This shift has had profound consequences. In my opinion, instead of debating the merits of healthcare or talking about the issues about the economy and inflation, you now see politicians engaging in social media, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, wars, and hurling personal insults towards each other, which of course results in people not being friendly and problems not being solved. And now politicians working together in any way is extinct. Now let's take a closer look at media, the press. and their role in shaping public perception. News outlets, of course, they're driven by ratings and driven by their sponsors, which then makes them more money the higher the ratings are, and they're driven by clicks. They often prioritize sensational stories over substance and fair reporting. This creates a skewed narrative where the focus is on scandal and controversy. The result? Well, you have a misinformed public who's easily swayed by emotional headlines. They sell them a problem and then they sell them the solution and then they hook them on whatever they want. In the heart of this really complicated political scene, a storm is brewing and it's affecting everyone. The US presidency, once a symbol of unity, now stands as a monument to division. Friendships crumble and conversations sour as people struggle to accept opposing views. And firsthand, I could tell you how difficult it is to say my opinion sometimes because I have a really critical opinion that doesn't endorse anyone but endorses everyone. And I have some things that I'm like, oh, I like their policy and I like their policy and I like what they're doing. But you can't have these conversations because most people are either one side or the other, one color or the other. The tendency to lean entirely on one side, Democrat or Republican, blue or red, without using common sense and intelligence to question, ask, and critique both sides is just another issue to the mix. There are not enough people willing to critically evaluate the actions and policies of all leaders, regardless of your party's affiliation. And this blind allegiance only serves to deepen the divide and weaken the conversation. This democratic process we talk about is only democratic when it's fully open to be critiqued, fully open to be discussed. There's nothing more beautiful than having difficult conversations with your friends. But it seems that now, again, if you don't fully agree on what you're talking, it's not going to result in anything. The future of the US presidency hangs in the balance, and public opinion is crucial in shaping this conversation. Can we return to a political discourse focused on policies and respectful debate? Can integrity and unity somehow be restored in this once respected office? It's still respected, but you get the point. Or is it doomed to continue its alleged erosion? If you've made it all the way here, I really hope you could take what I said today from a lens of constructive criticism. We have to be critical of the system. We have to be able to point out when things are going wrong. And I'd really love to know in the comments, what are your thoughts on what's next for US presidency? And do you think it's in decline or do you think it's just another chapter that I perceived as a decline? And with that being said, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.